Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with another NTW 3 battle for you today, and today we have a glorious duel in the desert here for you today, as we have a 4v4, as we have Piedmont here, very much out of their element here. They are a long way away from those fertile Italian lands. They're here in the arid desert, fighting alongside their coalition allies. We have two Russias here today from two different periods, along with a Prussia from 1806. So yes, we have 1807 Russia, and we also have 1814 Russia. So yes, some two different variants, but both just as deadly. And yeah, as you can see here, looks like they're going to be facing off against, looks like an Italian campaign, like a 1796, sort of like France, that looks like maybe. I'm not entirely sure with the rest. But we have four French armies here as usual, I imagine from various different periods as well. Yeah, certainly I have some early period France's. Like I said, I think this is 1796 and setting up over here. Looks like they're going to be facing off against 1814. But yeah, it could be a little bit dangerous in this one. It certainly looks like Piedmont over here could be facing maybe two French armies on their own, while on the other side looks like there could be a 3v2 taking place. That will certainly be interesting to see how this goes down. Piedmont's going to have to play obviously super defensive, sort of just kind of slow down the French and try and occupy two armies, while their allies have to play super aggressive on the other hand and have to try and knock out those two French armies before they try and then come over and help Piedmont, who I'm sure will be in quite a rough spot by that point, but we'll see. But we got some dragoons here setting up, like, you know, just scouting out, just seeing what's going on in front of them. There are a lot of French cav now starting to appear. Some French infantry as well, making a dash for this building, I imagine. Yeah, some like sappers here, like basically a grenadier unit going in. Oh, we have the red lancers here. So yeah, I imagine this is going to be like a 1815 France that's probably making an appearance. We've got Polish lancers as well. So yeah, I'm guessing 1815 France. I could be wrong, but that usually when the red lancers, like the guard lancers, make an appearance, it's usually that period. And also looks like we have cuirassiers here, and that's usually typically again an 1815 like sort of cavalry unit you bring. So yeah, it could be the case. Some nasty cav anyway for Piedmont to have to deal with. Luckily Piedmont's brought a decent amount, lots of lancers. I mean, they're not necessarily good lancers, but you know, like militia really. But you know, they can stop a charge, they can, you know, protect artillery and other stuff like that. We've got some actual like decent cavalry here as well. Some look like Neapolitans here as well. Okay. And then yeah, they've got the dragoons over here as well. So yeah, I imagine they'll be able to handle themselves. Well, Piedmont's also got pretty decent shooting stats, if I remember correctly. Like their infantry's kind of known for their shooting, not necessarily for much else other than that though. But we'll see where they. I mean, it seems like a lot of militia being brought here today. Provincial sort of like units as well. So I don't know how good they're gonna be, but we'll see. That's for sure. Something to keep an eye on as well in the back lines is there is a Russian Cossack all the way back here already. 1814's managed to get one in behind. There is a artillery piece and a general here already, so they are very, very good targets to go for. I can see here charging as well. I think it's this cav here. No, maybe, I don't know. Oh no, it's way out on the flank. I can see it now. I was not even paying attention. I was like, I can see charging, but it's not there. It's actually Russia going in, trying to take out these cavalry units here. Again, more Cossacks going in, trying to do some damage. And they failed. They're now going to send in the cuirassiers here. Oh wow, there's two units of cuirassiers already been thrown in to try and deal with this cavalry. There you go. Early stages of this battle getting underway now, and there you go, the French using their cav there. But yes, if you're a fan of all things NTW3 and want to see some more glorious Napoleonic action, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. It really does help out the channel. As we like the cuirassiers going in for round two here. There you go, clashing once again. And France is going to happily lose the second unit of cav there, really, as the Cossacks as well come in behind, just going to try and seal that deal there. But yeah, there you go. That's a bit of a big loss there for France, to be honest. And the Cossack back here still hidden, you know, still trying to stay, like, keep itself free and available just to go in and strike for a general or maybe some artillery at some points. The French have also managed to take the building over here, or at least one of these buildings. So I think it's this one over here, this farmhouse. I imagine they might be in this one as well in the armory because the sappers were beelining there. So they control the strait. So the French can actually support each other quite nicely. They can shift across and help each other if they need to. But we'll see whether that's the case. Yeah, and I don't know what period this could be. This could be Spanish campaign, maybe? I think it might be the case. These are like a bit more like Spanish infantry, like loyal to Bonaparte. I think that might be the case. Oh, it is often a fan favorite. Well, it's often a commonly brought unit. Yeah, this is definitely a Spanish campaign because we got the Visual Legion here, and that you often see them. Either it's in the Spanish campaign or they're in the Russia Central armies. Yeah, Visual Legion here. They're going to be tough to kill, and we also have Polish Grenadiers here. So they've got some good units around this building. They do not want to lose this building. Prussia is going to have a tough time getting the Poles out of there. That is for sure. But you can see here, look at this. Really aggressive push now by the coalition. Lots of cavalry here moving forward. Dragoons, still got those cuirassies out there. We've got Chevaliers from Prussia as well over here. Really, really being aggressive. France obviously does not have enough cavalry to deal with all this. Their infantry is now just setting up. Looks like 1796 here is ready to try and do some sort of damage. There is another like French army here as well. Or there's like, I don't know what these are part of. Who the heck are these? I have no idea. Maybe these are part of 1790. No, they're not part of 1796. I don't know. Maybe these are. I think these must be the Spanish troops. So they're part of the Spanish campaign army. They're just like Spanish troops that are just like, I don't know, like again loyalists. So yeah, they're just like Spanish military sort of troops that don't look very well trained, and also the size of the unit often gives off the how elite a unit is. They could be handy, you know, like the land bear sort of tactic, you know, you sort of just like have like sheer numbers and just use them to like slow down an enemy. Looks like dragoons there, you know, protecting the guns as the Russians were trying to come forward there. We've got some decent French guns here setting up. They're ready to pound away. I mean, the desert map as well is so flat that, you know, guns can have a field day just shooting across this open desert. There you go. The other building lost, so I think, yeah, they've taken both the armory and also now put troops into the farmhouse. But yeah, there's going to be a tough fight there for the Prussians, who look like they're shaping up to take on the farmhouse. Looks like there's Russian army over here. It looks like they're flanking really hard. You can see they're all in their really tightly thin columns here. Just going to move on forward, almost outflank 1796. It looks like Prussia and the other Russia are kind of going to do most of the fighting against those two. Potentially, we'll see. 1814 might deal with it, 1796 as well, but just they're going to shift round, maybe trying to get behind them almost. Yeah, it looks like the Cossacks as well have kind of let themselves know that they're here because they haven't managed to take anything out. But the French cav is obviously now very much aware of them. Piedmont, by the way, not much going on just yet. There's a French cav unit that's keeping an eye on them. Looks like they're kind of getting shelled by artillery as well. But to be honest, I imagine Piedmont's quite happy with this. Piedmont's happy if the French over here probably are taking their time, being really slow. Horse artillery there looks like it's limbering up, going to get a bit closer maybe, or just get a better position. But yeah, Piedmont will be loving this. They'll be like, yep, we're down to just take it really slow. Okay, so the replay crashed, but I think we're basically back to where we left off. So yeah, you can see these poor Cossacks are getting absolutely pounded. And as I was saying, I don't think really anything's going on the Piedmont side. They're quite happy just to, you know, sitting back, relaxing, just, you know, keep an eye on these Frenchies as they slowly march forward. But yes, as you can see here, the Russians are making moves. They are slowly working their way around the flank, trying to get in behind. If they can get a lot of cav in behind, it's obviously going to mean that the French cav is more busy in the back lines than it is actually in the front. So obviously the coalition, it seems, have a massive cavalry advantage in this one. I mean, they have got obviously like Prussia and Russia who can bring a lot of cavalry, often like Prussia, you know, decent cheap cavalry. Also the Russians can bring a lot of like Cossacks, small little annoying units that can just, you know, be a pest. Look at this, there's so much French cav right now going back just to deal with these pests, as I'm calling them. We've got looks like some Polish lancers here. They're going back along with some, some looks like hussars as well, going back, shifting back. You know, just keep an eye on these Russians. The Russians don't have to engage. They just have to, you know, just let the French know that they're here. We actually have some French infantry as well, dueling with skirmishers. Yeah, the skirmishers got a little too close to the line infantry. Definitely can't duel with them, that's for sure. We also have some skirms over here that are setting up. the Spanish campaign, they're dueling away. There is actually artillery as well. It's pretty close. They've actually routed as well an artillery piece as well. A 12-pounder has been routed. I think it got just taken out by a French artillery shot. Lucky shot, just managed to take it out. I'm not sure. We've got another 6-pounder though setting up here to replace it though. And look at this. The the Prussians are very much set up and ready to go and storm in against the Poles. You can see they're waiting here. The Vicious Legion chipping away, trying to do their bit, cowering behind these buildings, trying to use every bit of cover that they can because they're very much outgunned. Plenty of Frenchies in behind. Lots of Laguerre waiting. French Laguerre waiting. I don't know why they're not being set up as a duel with these guys. I think they've got pretty decent shooting stats. I guess they don't really have space for them, perhaps. Yeah, it looks like the Vicious Legion being sent back into some Laguerre going forward, which is probably the best move for the French there. Because the Vicious Legion better melee stats, so they are a guard unit, so you don't want to be wasting them. Looks like, what is this? Oh, it's just a French cav that rounded earlier. They're just finally getting back to their own lines. Here we go. The French are very much occupying this town now, and you can see the old guard are here. So yeah, it looks like it's actually might be 1814. I have a feeling, actually, maybe all this National Guard here that's setting up. Yeah, I think it's actually gonna be 1814. I think Napoleon's here as well. That is him. Yeah, staring into the building. You know, you can clearly see a lot. This is all what all great commanders do. You know, they just check out the building right in front of them. They don't actually need to see the actual battlefield themselves. They can just see through everything. But yeah, this is clearly 1814. We've got the old guard here, and then yeah, the National Guard. Yeah, so it's not 1815. It looks like it's 1814. Well, I mean, there are two French armies here, so I guess it could be both. Definitely, this is 1814. Yeah, got the chasseurs, the guardists. It's going to be a tough fight here for Piedmont to try and deal with. I mean, the guard are pretty decent, like shooters, even the grenadier ones, and the National Guard. Though they're not necessarily good shots, it's kind of again like that Landwehr strategy. You just have to like mass bodies. It just takes a long time to rout them and kill them by shooting them. So it could be a bit of an issue there. But we'll see how that one goes. Look at this long line here of just like this, both Spanish campaign and also 1796 just set up here. This is insane. A lot of troops here that are all being set up. We've got the Lombard Legion here as well. Yeah, these Italians that are loyal to the French regime, and they're getting absolutely pounded by artillery there. And yes, it just seems as though Russia's going to have to face off against 1796. He's trying to flank around. Seems like they maneuvered ever so slightly, and now they're going to have to face him in the field. They're going to have to set up their lines soon, because these columns are, well, this is not battle formation, that's for sure, Russia. I don't know what formation you're playing here, but it's certainly not it. I am interested to see what happens. The cuirassiers obviously are going to have to play a big part in this fight. I mean, it doesn't seem like the French have got any sort of like notable heavy cav out here. I mean, got like Carrier Battalier, and that is it. I don't think they have the ability to beat those cuirassiers of Russia. And here we go. In goes. There is a Polish grenadier in there. They're storming with musketeers of Russia. Don't think they're going to break through first time. Lucky, unfortunately. It looks like 1814 also shifting forward here, and we're going to see them come forward with their National Guard. Here they come forward. I imagine that, I mean, Piedmont will be quite happy with just dealing with the National Guard in a line fight. What is over here? We got actually, yeah, this is actual infantry. This is Laguerre. We've got line infantry here as well. So it's actually a proper like infantry force being shifted forward here. This could be 1814 again. I'm not entirely sure. I hate that I can't see through fog of war. Can't see what other units are. It's really annoying. Here we go, though. French cav coming forward. They look like they're going in for the Prussian guns that are setting up over here. And as you can see, they are going to get those. We've got a Prussian and I think a Russian gun here as well. There you go. They're all gone. Just like that. Poorly defended, really. Poor reactions from the Prussians. Not defending their guns. And they just lost a lot of guns there. Russia's still dueling in here, looking for that victory. Prussia on the flanks, trying to, to support their ally. There you go. Let's hope. I mean, They could probably be a little bit more aggressive if they wanted to. It's just, I guess, the threat of flank. I mean, this... oh my gosh, look at this. Russia has just gone straight on in with a melee fight. Holy crap. Look at this. They're just like, you know what? Screw it. Melee. Melee every time. 1796 just cannot deal with this. The Cavs being absolutely destroyed. The French. We've got dragoons and the cuirassiers now flanking on around. The infantry here is still trying to bash their way through. More cuirassiers and like both Russia and Prussia going in. The Prussian one's going for the guns here. They're just going straight on in. I mean, the Prussians, they're happily going to just like shoot them to pieces here, and just let the Russians work their way down the lines by the looks of it. So, yeah, we've got grenadiers all going in here. Yeah, some of the Russians are breaking, but a lot more of them are winning their fights, that's for sure. We've got the general here from France. He's dismounted and he's going into melee. What is going on? And here we go, Russia. I guess maybe he accepts his death or something, I don't know. Yeah, Russia going into rear lines here with his dragoons. Just trying to rout these infantry units here. And now we've got Prussian musketeers also going into melee as well. I feel Prussia could just go down the line now with all of his infantry. And he can start to kill off whatever he wanted. The French also sending in some of their own cav. Looks like it's a Polish lancer here trying to deal with those Russian dragoons. They have dealt with them. Maybe they can try and stabilize the line a little bit. I mean, really, France needs to start turning this line. They just start, yeah, there you go. Finally, they react. They should have been reacting a lot earlier, trying to just like, you know, pull back that line and just trying to stop the rot that is this whole flank here. That is massive there.
Our men are running, sir.
Massive. What is going on the other side over here? You can see that the Polish Lancers are going in. They've smashed through the Piedmont lines. Now we have Piedmont going forward with his cavalry here. So yeah, we're back at, again, the replay managed to have another crash. I don't know what it is with this replay. Maybe it's just the absolute chaos going on in it. Cannot withstand the chaos of replay. Anyway, we are back, and as you can see here, the National Guard having a rough time, it seems. They are getting absolutely pounded right now by these Piedmont guns. They're starting to wither away quite quickly. The bodies are mounting up here. And yeah, it's not looking so good. Have that Polish Cav's been defeated as well. Looks like we can see a counter charge now by the Piedmont player. He's going to go in with his lancers, try maybe go in for a charge on the flank. Maybe go after these National Guard. That's what I'd be going for. All the guns back here also is a pretty good target. They are kind of being left vulnerable and open to take out. There you go. Yeah, it looks like that is going to be the charge. They did get a good volley actually at the last minute of the guns onto the cav. They might actually rout the cavalry. We'll see. Or not. It looks like the little Lancer cav might actually in fact do its job. There you go. And they actually might be able to carry on and go and get something else. They are only winded. Maybe they'll go in for... It looks like they're going to go for the skirmishers over here, take those out, which is not a be-all and end-all, but I guess it's a small little victory. There's a general that's just back there. They could also have got him. There you go. There you go. You got the flankers, chasseurs getting taken out. And look at this. This is just looking detrimental on the side here. I mean, this is what I would say. They needed to really turn this line so much earlier with the French to stop the rot, because like right now Russia and Prussia are absolutely running riot. The Spanish campaign France over here is trying to stop the other Russia player, 1807. He's going to have to try and rush back across the bridge, but you can see Russia is not allowing that. He's got his musketeers here. They're trying to do their bit. They're actually fighting old guard. So it looks like maybe 1814 sends some troops trying to go across, trying to support, try and keep this passageway open. It's not looking good. These Frenchies are backed into a tight corner. The guy here setting up. Give him a volley. Fight for your emperor. Napoleon expects every man to do his honor, to do his duty. That's how it goes. That's what Nelson says. Don't know why they bother forming square. There's no cavalry nearby. Murderous volleys there onto the Russians. That will rout them pretty easily. More charging though. The Russians love a bayonet fight. The Poles still in that building trying to support their French allies from above. Just fire at will. Fire at any damn Russian or Prussian that moves. The French managed to keep this crossing open for now. The French have actually managed to break through, looks like, with cuirassiers and with Old Guard. They've actually managed to smash through Piedmont's lines here. Piedmont needs to react to this if he can. I mean, these units, he's got no units that can really form a square either. Yeah, Piedmont actually is getting pushed back hard now. Look at this, all in a matter of moments. We've got the Piedmont cavalry here trying to counter charge those cuirassiers. They really need some support from some infantry firing to the flank. Piedmont has just got to hold on because his allies are on the way. Look at all this cav. There's still so many, like, I mean, look at this. Yeah, these are Empress's Dragoons here. We've also got Ledoux. That is going to be a real problem. Poor Piedmont, they were doing so well. Here we go. In goes the Empress's Dragoons. They'll smash through these cavalry here. That was easily done. And yeah, it looks like Piedmont now might be down and out. I mean, he's just being picked apart by cavalry. I mean, we've got some of the best cavalry around here. We've got French cuirassiers, Ledoux, Empress's Dragoons as well. Yeah, top cavalry. Just what can you do against such reckless hate? And really, his coalition allies here, they really need to get a move on. They need to try and really push for this, because if the French can set up here in this across the river here, it's going to make it really tough. Really tough. I mean, there is another crossing over here, but that just delays time, really. If they can, the coalition want to try and smash across here, take the building, and just get in. And there you go. They managed to break across. Now they just need to keep on pushing before the French set up. You can see the French are trying to do that. They've got Napoleon here himself. He's going to defend the crossing, it seems, with some of his National Guardsmen. Yeah, as long as Piedmont can just, hang on in there for a little, like a few more seconds, all it's going to have to take is literally the musketeers coming across. We've also got, looks like the cuirassiers here for 1807. All of these can make a, they need to keep storming across. Yeah, sadly, Piedmont, they're 2v1. Yeah, they held on well, and they're still alive in some areas. They've still got some, like, healthy, like, more elite units here. The Battalion degli Invalidi. These are healthy units, and they can form square. They could have been useful earlier to do all those elite cavalry, but yeah, they are still alive. I guess they're retreating, just trying to make themselves a menace. As you can see, yeah, Piedmont is pretty much down and out. He's got a grenadier unit here that is still holding on. Form square, so that's going to be a little bit tougher for the cav to deal with. And it's also, obviously, being a grenadier unit, you can't really melee it that easily. It looks like Prussia actually is going to go for this crossing over here, so they are just going to ignore this crossing. It looks like, well, another part of Prussia and also 1807 Russia is going to get that job of storming here. Here we go. Looks like we're going to see musketeers going backed up by dragoons. We'll see how this goes. The musketeers might fail here. The dragoons also charging into the back. Will probably might rout their own musketeers, but yeah, they form squared to the National Guard here. That's going to scare off those dragoons, but the musketeers carry on the fight. We're seeing some, I don't know, some grenadiers or some grenadier type unit to try and go in there, or a Russian unit just simply to do the job. Seeing a horse artillery as well being rushed to the side of the river just to pound away at the French positions. Not a bad idea. And it looks like the Poles still hold the building here. So again, it's still a problem for the coalition. They're still going to manage to take this out. So they're just going to try and shoot their way through the defenders in there. We have got lots of Russian line infantry moving over, but no grenadiers I can see easily. The Russians here just also just shooting retreating French as they go on by, and then maybe hold their fire, because they might shoot their own troops here. So the grenadiers, they have grenadiers over here. Might just need those for the building, or for that crossing, you never know, but line infantry going in. Wonder whether the coalition can set up an artillery piece, like one of those horse artillery, set it up on the bridge here and start to pound away at anything that stands here, because the National Guard, they're just standing here quite happily, taking their hits. Maybe some artillery might encourage the French to come back across. Chasseurs of the Guard waiting patiently as well. They're going to be a tough opposition. Piedmont still, like I said, has a couple of units alive here, still doing their bit, and they're also like dragging away 4 French units over to this side of the battlefield. very, very key, you know, just stretching out those French lines. We actually got Piedmont here. The Grenadiers here trying to shoot the artillery as they go on by. And there you go, the coalition have managed to take the field, and the Russians have kicked out those Poles there very, very nicely. Yeah, the Guard National here, the National Guard, they're not going to be able to sustain this line fight forever. Their accuracy is just not as good, fortunately. Yeah, if Piedmont can sort of rally some of his troops here, you know, just sort of get some sort of force back together, and then harass the side of the French forces here, could be useful. Could be very, very useful. Yeah, Guard National giving ground. If I was Prussia or Russia, you're going to start moving across some troops, trying to force some sort of opening here. And as I was saying, the Prussians are on their way. They're moving on around this way here. They're going to try and get in behind and threaten the French from another direction, which is kind of what they do need to do, to be honest. And we got looks like cuirassiers as well are going to be joining. I mean, I would send some more cav, to be honest, as well, just to, because there are some nasty cav units that still need to be duelled with for the coalition, like the Do. I think the French cuirassiers are still alive as well, and the Empress's dragoons. Here we go, artillery for the French now setting up, and they're also going to be dueling across this river. Oh, Jesus, poor skirmishers, they're going flying. But yes, if you want to send in any of your own NTW3 replays, or you just want to get involved in some battles yourself, then feel free to join my Discord. The link is down below in the description. As always, guys, you're more than welcome to join and get involved in any Napoleonic action or any Total War action. And even if you don't want to play some battles, you're more than welcome to just come along and chat to some fellow Total War fans. This is the size of the cuirassier unit that's left. It's pretty depleted. It's in bad old shape. And I'd say that this is definitely, like, you could push this now. There's only 2 units here really supporting, but there's a guard unit, and then there's also just an infantry unit. I imagine the guard, well, the chasseurs could definitely form a square. I don't know about the other line infantry. So cavalry definitely would be out of the question. I'd say you'd have to send forward, like, some musketeers first, followed up by, like, Russian grenadiers. I hope that will break through. But here we go, French cav now. Swinging on in. I don't think Piedmont saw it till late, so I don't know if they formed square. I mean, the Grenadiers can, I think they might have, but the line infantry here did not. And there you go, they did grab the Chasseurs Cheval, it's something I guess, but it's just allowing the French infantry to get a bit closer. There is more, like, Piedmont infantry on the way forward here. They need to be careful not to shoot their own men. Here we go, yeah, the Grenadiers resetting up. Morale not looking great though, getting hit from multiple sides. Also, their allies are routing around them. We don't often see Piedmont, so it's good to see them on the battlefield again, even if they've suffered in this one. They certainly have suffered. And here we go. Looks like the Empress's dragoons. They're coming in for round 2. They do look goddamn gorgeous, though. Very, very good-looking unit. And same with Ledoux, of course. Who wants to face a grenadier on a horseback? Really, that's just one of the scariest things I can think of. There you go. Line infantry all routed. That's Piedmont pretty much out. Ledoux, yeah, also coming over. This is why when Prussia moves around, he's going to need more cavalry than he's shifting at the moment to support his attack. Looks like those other Piedmont units have also been routed as well. So yeah, Piedmont is pretty much down and out now. The French actually have rallied some troops on the wrong side of the river. Well, not the wrong side, but on this side of the river. It's actually cavalry units here. So we've got some Polish lances here. We also have some Hussars that they're re-rallying. And it looks like we're going to see a charge here from some French goons, maybe trying to rejoin up. But yeah, here we go. Cuirassiers is going to deal with them. And that should be an easy victory, really. I think these dragoons have already routed once, but they're never as strong as they are the second time round. And there you go, a victory there for the coalition. And the Cossacks was coming in. They don't really need to. More French cav actually being attacked here as well, being descended on upon. Looks like they managed to rout one of the Cossacks, but that'll be it. After that, they're getting absolutely swarmed by Prussian and Russian cav there. The Prussians are lost their dragoons as well, so that's a bit of a win, I guess. Yeah, more cav coming in again, more Cossacks slamming on in. trying to tie down these hussars. I think the coalition are, going to lose a lot of cav actually in this engagement. The Cossacks here, sorry, the cuirassiers here need to be careful of that hussar. I think it's going to go for the gun. They need to be careful. But yeah, it could be a bit of a sandwich here between Russian and Prussian cuirassiers. And in fact, the French are just foolhardy and go straight on in the cuirassiers here. And yeah, that's just a bit suicidal, to be honest, from the French. And that was the French cav that managed to rallied and then quickly died again. Sort of like that. Russian artillery shifting around is a good idea to sort of support the Austrian assault here. As there might be some more French guns setting up, but yeah, we've got some National Guard. Just a token force that being sent forward here. The Prussians also sending forward infantry, musketeers coming forward here, going to try and duel with the Frenchies. Whether they can get a second unit across, that would be handy just for more firepower. But yeah, look at that. Oh jeez, it's not good. It's not looking good. Morale already almost shot down to red almost straight away. So yeah, I don't know how they're going to achieve this, but it might just take a little bit of thought and a little bit of pounding of artillery. You can see here the 6-pounders for the Russians setting up, and they are pounding away at the Guard. It's actually forcing them back a little bit. So whether the Prussians now see an opportunity, I mean, it also looks like they're shooting the buildings around the Guard just to try and maybe collapse the buildings onto them, kill them that way. Not a bad idea. Here we go. We've got cuirassiers as well coming forward to support, and looks like they might go for a charge here. You never know. The the Prussian units are running. Whether that's just a run to get into position. Yeah, here we go. I don't think these Prussians can form square. It means they're going to be and they're going to be a little bit tired from their running. There you go. That's not looking good. French should actually break almost instantly, but they did nearly smash through that a Prussian line there. There are more French cav units waiting, like I said, Ledoux, and also the Empress's Dragoons there somewhere. Here we go. The line fight sort of continues here. It's not. I mean, really, Prussia just move on past these guys. Just move on past, and just carry on. Like speed and efficiency is what they need right now. French infantry all the way over there. I don't know why. There is. The French must be tightly packed. Whatever's left around that building there. I don't imagine they have much left. With one army being kind of really tailored towards Guard and National Guard as well. Can't imagine it's a very large army. The other one might be a little bit bigger, 1815, if it is that one. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Yeah, here we go. Looks like also Russia's going to make a move across the river here. We're going to see the chasseurs of the Guard come out again. They have destroyed a few buildings, so they kind of failed to kill many of the chasseurs. They killed some. But this is going to be a tough opposition still. I don't know what's in this building as well, but it might be something pretty nasty, like a sapper. Or maybe a Guard unit, which would be even worse. Here we go. France has now reappeared, and they're going to push back the Prussians. So, yeah, the French player here setting up some infantry. Sending those Prussians, packing. The Russians are also slowly appearing, though. And all of a sudden, it has now become a proper line fight on the side here. We have artillery as well setting up. They're going to start putting holes into those Prussian lines. Do what you do best, boys. Hit those guys. And here we go. The Russians going in across the river. Looks like they didn't take too much in the way of casualties. They're in amongst the Guards here. It's going to be the toughest of the fights. They're charging in. I mean, that's a pretty good volley onto these musketeers, so they might rout the musketeers here. Also, cav being shifted across. There's just a lot coming across. If one unit of Russians breaks, then this could cause a bit of a mass rout. The Russians here, I'd imagine, are surely going to overpower the French infantry, but maybe not. They got pushed back here. Wow. There you go. The Guard's broken. Of all things to break first, the French Guard has broken. There you go. French infantry also going. Cuirassiers running through the streets. They've got generals right ahead of them they can take out. And I think that's exactly what they're going for here. Napoleon's amongst them, I imagine. Yeah. I think he is. I'm not sure, actually. No, I don't think he is, actually. I can't see, like, his like, guard, like, his bodyguard. His unique bodyguard. I think Napoleon might be elsewhere. Yeah, here he is. He's actually dismounted. Oh, my. He's dismounted because he's running for a building, probably because the Prussian cuirassiers are smashing on through. Look at that. General dead. I imagine that's one dueling the one of them dueling the Russian cuirassiers. Yeah, Napoleon is running for his life. And there's a bit of a duel out here with cavalry now. Looks like as well. We also have Ledoux over here dealing with the Prussian cuirassiers. Has beaten them as Ledoux. Ledoux, like I said, just an absolute monster. We got the Empress's Dragoons here as well. They're dealing with another Russian cuirassier. Looks like they might win their fight as well. That is kind of crazy, like how good these Dragoons are. They are super, super good. There you go. They managed to win that. Ledoux now, can he go into the flank of the Prussians? Even though the Prussians and the Russians here have done a lot of damage to this French player, they are still, and they've been pushed back there with the other cuirassier. The French here still have a bit of bite to them. But this is a real problem. Like, look at the hundreds, if not thousands of troops they're crossing the river now. They're in the town. I think they've occupied it. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything exciting in there, but yeah, the Russians took it pretty much instantly. Piedmont is still alive. He's bringing back his grenadiers. Excellent to see. But yeah, look at this. Prussia is getting absolutely smashed here by Ledoux and by the Empress Dragoons. They're like just saving the day. The French cause. The French still have a decent amount of infantry. Look at all this infantry. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 units of infantry. At the moment, this might get a bit lower in a moment with this Russian charge here. Still a decent amount of infantry and still have Napoleon alive. Don't know why he dismounted, why he thought that was the smartest move. He's going to get caught here by Russian infantry. Oh, he is trying to just retreat out of that fight. National Guardsmen trying to defend their emperor. The Russians, though, they don't slow down. As you can see, lots of French units starting to waver and break here, and that's just going to affect other units around them. Really, the creme de la creme of the army that's left is the cav for the French. More charging coming in now from the Russians. Onto La Guerre. I think Napoleon is still alive. Like, he's not routed yet. That's kind of crazy. They just need like a light cav to the Russians. The Prussians is just to go and just take him out. Again, I mean, one Russian unit's broken there, but they're still storming on through. 1807 setting in some of his musketeers. And a charge here now from, looks like cuirassiers and also from infantry. They need to be careful charging the back of their own men, though. This could do a lot of damage here. The cuirassiers should smash through these lines. They need to be careful. They need to keep those cuirassiers alive for the next fight. Really. Ledoux just marching on forward. I feel like it's going to be one last kamikaze charge just into all this mass to see what damage they can do. They might get a volley in the face though before they go in here. They are taking their time going forward. Oh no, they're looking the wrong way, the Russians. Well, they've got a bit of a volley. Unfazed to the Dragoons. Oh, that's a pretty bad volley. That's a lot of damage. That's redlining them. That might rout the Dragoons. Ledoux got in pretty fine. Being backed by some La Guerre. But Ledoux's also starting to waver. French units around him are breaking. There you go, Ledoux is broken. And that surely is now the battle. I think Napoleon's also been routed. There's one random French unit all the way over there. There's a couple of random French units just all over the place. So we're just going to fast forward now. But what a bloody fight. I mean, there's actually a lot of coalition left. After initially having a really strong start over here, just absolutely annihilating 1796 France. They absolutely, just absolutely obliterate these guys. If they just start to like pull back units once they start to die, they might be able to do a bit more damage to this Russian army. But yeah, they just absolutely smashed these guys into... and then just carried on down into the Spanish campaign, which really should have read the sort of the signs and started to retreat stuff back across the river when he saw his ally was just getting, well, his ally and him, because he had units there as well, just getting absolutely annihilated. But yeah, as you can see here, like the other two armies on the other side had a lot more joy against the coalition, dealing with just their one Piedmont ally, opponent, and then they just had to kind of try to deal with this river crossing, which I wonder whether they could have set up artillery here. and then some guard or something. It would have made it pretty difficult to cross. That's for sure. Another general dead. But yeah, it's just now just waiting for the coalition just to mop up these last few units. Which so I might just make a quick cut and we'll just go to the end results because it could be a lot of marching around and just a lot of just all mopping up random French units here. So I'll see you guys in a moment. So here we are. We are back at the well, back on with the battle, and as you can see, we are here at the end results. So yeah, it took a little bit of time for the coalition just to run over there and just mop up those last few Frenchies. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy that battle. It certainly was a chaotic one. What a duel on the desert that was. Yeah, certainly a battle of two sides, really. One side with the Imperials having a lot more joy against the Piedmont. Piedmont held its own. They did a pretty decent job. Did enough damage to those two French armies to really help out their own allies. And then on the other side, a 3v2 taking place. And the coalition just had a lot of joy. A lot of joy. But yeah, hopefully I put up the end results for you to have a look at. So yeah, this was sent in by K1, who was playing as Piedmont. So yeah, thank you very much for sending this one in, man. Very much appreciated. Did a solid job holding as Piedmont. So always a tough ask. With Piedmont, you know, not many squares, rely heavily on their sort of like their shooting ability. But yeah, solid battle. And yeah, we'll have a quick look at the end results and see what Piedmont did. So yeah, one of his grenadiers getting 184 kills. Another one of his grenadiers here getting 148 kills. Really, you know, doing most of the heavy lifting, those guys there. And then his infantry, 82 kills, 75. But yeah, not too many kills after his grenadiers there, unfortunately, for him. But there you go, guys. That is today's battle. If you did enjoy, do remember leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.